Welcome back to Build Your Legacy. Today, we're going to be continuing on with our coaches interview series as we look at co-commissioner Sterling Juarez, obviously moving over from Madden to college ball with us as well. So Sterling, to get right into it, moving over to coach a Division I program, what is the one thing you feel like you bring to the table that sets you apart from other coaches?
Yeah, I think a winning mentality, first of all, thank you for having me on. As Coach Jackson already said, coming over from Madden, longtime competitor over there, but I think just a winning mentality, I don't really have to, say my name like that for those of you who know me, but, there's some championship caliber there. But, whatever we do, whatever program or team that I've had, we've always competed. I know that my teams and programs have always been, hey, even if we're a good team this year, I gotta circle that guy on my calendar. And I look into carrying that over, no matter what program I go to.
Do you know off the top of your head what pick you have?
I was at 26, and then I think something happened or somebody got removed. I don't know, some type of scandal. I think I'm at like 25 now. So
Okay. So obviously being at 25, I don't want to ask you what teams you're looking at because that is very far. Somebody might take your team. But I will ask you, what are some things you look for in choosing what job offer to take? What are some, attributes to a team or a location or a program that you look for when, being interested in a team?
hey man, they always say location, location, location. You got a lot of guys, they want to go to the Texases and whatnot, middle of whatever port, city, whatever. Um, I'm a West Coast guy, as you can see, San Diego State alumni. So definitely, I definitely got love for the Mountain West. I think being close to the beach is a big one. I'm looking to change that. Not opposed to even going back to the alma mater. I think there's a stigma there where a lot of guys that are homegrown, they end up going to other places. Like guys from even San Diego, from LA, they want to go to the Alabamas, they want to go to the Ohio States, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a good experience. You get away from home, but I want to change that perception. And the West Coast got it good too. So keep the guys in state.
So to kind of piggyback off that, you say keep the guys in state. So is your kind of obviously you're not going to know this until later, but kind of coming into the season or coming into the league as we started, is your goal to build a team up from the bottom and stay there, or do you eventually want to move up to a powerhouse?
You know, I've thought about that, and I guess I'm a very sentimental guy. So whenever I build something and I get to know the guys, and you start shaking hands and rubbing elbows with a lot of these guys, it is hard to move on. But you saw Coach Prime do it in year one. It doesn't get more sentimental than that. Somebody who's very, about the culture, going from a HBCU to a, huge jump from Jackson State. Um, it's not, it's something that I'm open to. I wouldn't say that I have a dream, you know, Power Five or four school now. Um, but there's definitely some intent to move up. I think everybody wants to do that and kind of build that legacy. I mean, that's the name of the game, name of the league.
Um, Kind of to talk about building something. What is your short term and long term goals in BOL as a coach?
I would say short term, definitely, get into a program. I definitely just looking forward to getting guys to buy in. Um, you know, building a culture. First of all, wins they're gonna come. Losses are obviously gonna come, especially with starting off at a lower program. I don't have that prestige in my resume to just go get the Oklahoma State job, whatever you may have it. But I think building a culture, because that's something that's going to translate. Um, it's going to be a building block no matter where you go. You know, guys, if you can get guys to buy in, at JMU, at James Madison, you can get guys to buy in anywhere. So I think that's the thing short term, and then long term, we want to win some chips, baby. We want to bring home some championships. Like I said, I've always had a program that's going to be, hey, like when you go in there, that's a fight, and that's a if it's not like, hey, that's gonna be a really tough game. It's gonna be a toss up. It's gonna be a I don't know game. That's a really tough one, and we really gotta strap up and make sure we're on our p's and q's for that one. So definitely trying to bring home some hardware.
Okay, for sure. And Another kind of odd question I have. Obviously, you've never been in a situation at the collegiate level. Maybe you
Yeah.
have in Madden. We all have in Madden. But when you get to a situation where you feel like adversity's hit, your back's against the wall, critics are on you, how do you feel like your confidence is going to be there to kind of continue to push along and rebuild that program that hasn't reached, those heights that you're trying to get them to?
Yeah. That's a good question. I'll take a quote right out of Coach Bama's book. Hey, you gotta kind of reset. Look at the situation you're in. I think that's the first thing. You got to stay grounded, man. Like I said, the wins are gonna come, the losses are gonna come. But just remember that, like I said, you kind of build that foundation. You got to kind of trust the process. I know it sounds a little cliche, but when you buy into something, you buy in, and that's with all the that's with anything that comes with it. The tough questions that you're going to get on media day, the players that get hurt, the players that get suspended, tough losses to teams you might not be supposed to lose to. You got to be ready for all those situations. But I think just remembering, what our program stands on, and sticking to those principles. Obviously, don't want to reveal too much, but I guess we'll see in September.
And lastly, kind of before we head out of here and we let you go, what is again the name of our league is BYL Build Your Legacy. What is the legacy you want to leave in the league, and what do you want people to remember you as and to know you as a head coach?
A winner for sure. A competitor, somebody who gave it their all, but somebody who was a maker of men. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's one of the things that you're not going to hear about on the ESPN in the interviews. It's going to be one of those behind the scenes things, when they're shooting those documentaries about you, when your legacy is all said and done, was did he set these guys up for success going down the road? What can these players say about me or about the program and what we built, what we have when they're 30, 35, and hey, a very, very small amount of these guys are going to the league. So the most important thing is just how can we set these guys up for success and making men out of them. Yeah, I think if people could say that he was a leader through service and a maker of men, I think that's all I can ask for.
Most definitely. We look forward to seeing you after Selection Sunday, after you choose your team. Obviously, we're about 3 weeks away from Selection Sunday, a little bit over 3 weeks. So it's going to be fun to kind of see where everybody, all the dominoes, fall and all the cookies crumble and see where you land. I know you said you're a Mountain West guy, so you're probably going to be coaching over on the West Coast. You're going to be having the late night games, so going to be up watching you play and coach those teams. So thank you so much for stopping by again, co-commissioner Sterling Juarez.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.